Now, the News Channel 20 Sports Desk.
Hey everybody, it's Carson Gordy. Hope you're having a great Saturday. We had plenty of high school basketball action across Central Illinois, and we got the highlights. Today was the annual Vermilion County Tournament held at Danville Area Community College.
I've always called it a bragging rights tournament. You know, you got 7 teams. We're pretty close-knit as far as like proximity to each other. These kids have been playing each other forever. They've grown up in this tournament. They come with their parents. Some of their parents have played in this thing, so it's got a really rich history to it. And the goal is always to win it because, like I said, you get bragging rights for the rest of your life.
In our first game, we had Armstrong Potomac taking on Salt Fork. We didn't have a ton of jump shots, but both teams attacking the basket like crazy. Nice post play here by the Trojans, making it a tight game in the second half. And Salt Fork manifesting production, squeezing by 2 defenders and baking it off the glass. And we saw a little bit of booty ball from the Trojans. And we got a 2-possession game late in the fourth quarter. But Salt Fork storming back, holding off their rival for a Saturday night victory. And next up we had Westville taking on Georgetown Ridge Farm. Early on, the Buffaloes looking like that old school San Antonio Spurs. Good ball movement, an extra pass, and money from the three-point line. But Westville didn't back down. A good pick and roll, and we got a ball game. And a little dribble drive penetration and good awareness would leave Westville all smiles with a Saturday night victory. And we also had other games outside this tournament. We're going to head down to Effingham as they were playing host to Mount Zion. Mount Zion star wide receiver Jacob Harvey, he can hoop. Cutting to the basket for a quick layup. And the Braves flexing its muscles on defense. Nice steal. And Mount Zion gets the bucket in the foul. Then driving to the rim before a nice teardrop from the charity stripe. Effingham calls a timeout. Coach doesn't like what he sees. And on Sunday, the Illinois Fighting Illini, they're traveling to East Lansing, Michigan to take on the first-place Michigan State Spartans. Tom Izzo and Sparty, they're slight favorites. They don't shoot a ton of three-pointers, but they're fast and physical. Illinois, they're 2 games out of first place in the Big Ten standings. And a loss could end their regular season title hopes. But Illinois head coach Brad Underwood, he wants to win, but he's also looking at the big picture.
You know, I think it's a long season. I've said it many times. We're trying to get better every day. We're trying to prepare for the NCAA tournament and be the best we can be then. And we'll total them up at the end of the year and see where we're at.
And the women's team's also playing Michigan State at the State Farm Center. Despite losing 2 of their best players for the season, Illinois is hot, coming off back-to-back wins over Indiana and Iowa. I'm Carson Gordy. Have a great night, but don't go anywhere. Up next, we got Sammy St. Jean with a feature story on Mount Zion standout.
Now, the News Channel 20 Sports Desk.
In the fall, we saw Mount Zion, the Braves football team, make a run to the state finals in Class 4A. Now, during that run, we became very familiar with Keller Stocks, the junior quarterback helping orchestrate one of the most talented offenses in Central Illinois. Now, during the winter, we get a very different Stocks, and that version takes all his athleticism over to the mats.
Near 3,000 passing yards, over 40 total touchdowns, and a Class 4A state runner-up. Not a bad campaign from Stocks in his junior season. But it wasn't his first taste of states, as he was there as a wrestler last year, and he enters this season as one of the favorites in his weight class. He has had and will continue to have quite a few big matches coming up, but he says the big games he faced in the fall have helped prepare him for the big moments here on the mat.
The big games for football helped me, find my leadership role in a different way, being more vocal and a better leader and stuff like that.
Stocks was an individual qualifier at states last season, but didn't quite get the results he wanted. Keller said last season he was in his head at times against top competition, but this year there's no denying he's in that top tier, and he has more confidence to go with it.
Lift your head!
I found that in my later matches towards the end of the year, I would try to wrestle too smart instead of just wrestling how I should. I think it was just like a rankings thing. Like I'd see a kid on the rankings and see like, oh, he's pretty good, and I got to wrestle smart here. And I noticed that this year when I see a kid on the rankings, I know I'm there too. So it's like they're not unbeatable, and then I just go out aggressive and wrestle my match.
That's not the only thing that's new. He's now up to the 215-pound weight class. One head coach, Dave Clem, thinks could give him an edge.
And as I said, he's up another weight class, different kinds of athletes. He's a really, really good athlete, and he's going to run into guys who are just a split second slower, hopefully. So, that works to his advantage.
If you ask Stocks, though, he didn't move up a class just for those potential edges. Let's just say he prefers to bulk.
I don't like to cut weight. I feel like cutting weight is bad for you. So I'm just going to stay on a steady bulk, and then that's why I went up to 215. I just, I wanted to keep my weight up and my strength.
Fellow junior Carson Thornton matches up with Keller often in practice, and that task can be easier said than done. Thornton saying his size and strength make him exceptional.
Probably his strength, his hips. If he gets a leg in, you're pretty much not getting out of it. He can get in some goofy positions and just roll through it because he's just stronger than pretty much everybody he goes against.
As Keller looks to make another run at states and hopefully a deeper run this year, his coaches and teammates believe he can. And one of those reasons could be what he's learned from his previous trip.
Well, I think he could. Well, first of all, he's been there once now, so that takes a lot of the unknown out of it. So he's be able to go there and he's going to know what to expect, and I think that's a big deal.
Keller and the Braves, they were in action today at the Mahomet tournament, but they'll be back in action against Mattoon on Monday. For now, that does it for sports. I'm Sammy St. Jean.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to watch more videos from News Channel 20.